Hey everybody, Sean McInnes here, and now it is daily demo time. We're going to have a look at Transformers War for Cybertron. I'm currently joined by Matt Teager from High Moon Studios. Matt, how you doing?
Great. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to have you join us. So Matt, you guys are working on the first Transformers game in a number of years that's not tied to a movie. How are you guys taking advantage of that?
Actually, it's been fantastic for us because we're going to get to go to Cybertron, homeworld of the Transformers, and because we were focused on purely the gameplay side of things, we haven't had to kind of sync up with any other materials, and it's proven to be very liberating for us making the game.
Cool. Well, we've got it booted up right here. Let's take a look at the gameplay right now. All right, so set the foundation for us. What are we seeing right here?
So what we're seeing right now is Iacon. This is the home city of the Autobots, and we were really excited to create this environment because Hasbro's never really let anyone go to Cybertron in this full detail, this 3D realization. And that's even extended to how we redesign the characters. Because remember, they've never been to Earth in our story. Our story is a prequel to anything you've seen in the movies, or really a prequel to the cartoons from 1984.
Sure.
So full redesign on all the characters, brand new and original. And one of the things that I'm very excited about in the game is it's a 3-player co-op game at all times. So you can play with 2 AI buddies, but you can also be playing with 2 real friends. Drop in, drop out co-op. So the story that's happening right now is that there are 2 separate campaigns, an Autobot and Decepticon. In the Autobot campaign, Optimus is not the guy in charge. And in fact, people just call him Optimus, not even the Optimus Prime that we know from the movies.
Okay.
So we're going to follow his path as he goes through defending Cybertron and ultimately making some very tough decisions. And where we finish with him is he realizes that he is the Prime, he is Optimus Prime. The other thing that I've been very excited about with this project is that, again, as we were talking about not being tied to a movie, the core foundation of this game is actually the gameplay, which we then layered Transformers on top of. So if you played third-person shooters before, the controls are going to be real comfortable to you, right? Because we go with the standards that people know and are used to. 2 weapons that you can switch between any time, a segmented health system, fine aim, all that stuff that you're really used to, but then we layer the gameplay strategies of transformation and cool Transformer-based abilities on top of that.
Now, you guys took some slight artistic liberties with those character designs. I know Optimus, he's not a semi-truck, he's a hover car in here, right?
Yeah. So, you know, we originally started with some much more Earth-centric designs, and what we realized is we had to create a style and a look that made sense with the property but also worked for gameplay. And so hover cars made a lot more gameplay sense, so that you can use your boost mode and your hover mode much faster and transform much more frequently. So we did take some liberties, but stayed within the guardrails of what the Transformers canon is.
We've got a pretty good look at the game right there, but you guys also have boss battles in here, and we would be remiss if we didn't show that. So let's go ahead and load up a boss sequence right now. Matt, what exactly are we seeing here? That looks like a giant building right there.
Well, it is actually. It's Omega Supreme, right? He is the biggest, most badass Autobot, right? He is who we've been dealing with for the whole level before this, right? Not just a kind of one insular boss battle, but you know, bosses in this game are huge, and not just kind of in the story, but also physically very large, right? We have got a big boss on the other side too. And so the boss battles are all about kind of hammering on this big giant dude. He's destroying the world, using my abilities, and oftentimes you really need to utilize your vehicle mode to avoid damage or to do special things within the level.
So that's your look at the War for Cybertron campaign. Obviously, co-op is a big part of that, so multiplayer is a big focus for you guys, but you also have competitive multiplayer, right?
Yes. You know, we've been pretty tight-lipped about what kind of multiplayer we put together. All we've really said is that it's a big part of what we've done, and we're really excited to now explain what that is. And multiplayer is a full-on competitive multiplayer experience that includes some things I think people are going to love. Customize your own Transformers, meaning you can take a guy, paint him up the way that you want to. There's multiple chassis that you can choose from. You can really own that character. It's the first time in any Transformers game. And that in and of itself I think would be great. But on top of that, we also have 4 character classes that you level up and create builds in a style that's similar to Call of Duty. So you're making choices for each of your classes based on what weapons you want to take in, what abilities, what passive abilities, and what vehicle type you take.
Great work there. Last question I've got for you is, Transformers War for Cybertron. Which systems are you developing it for, and when do you expect it to be released?
360, Xbox 360, PS3, and the PC. We're coming out this summer.
All right. Thank you very much, Matt.
My pleasure.
All right, and that is your look at Transformers War for Cybertron. On with the rest of the show.